everyone, I'm Marcy, and today I'm visiting my brother-in-law in California because he's going to be teaching me how to make Sopa de Couves. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Couves.
Couves. All right. That is basically kale soup in Portuguese. I married into a Portuguese family, and my mother-in-law makes the best kale soup I've ever had, but she's 98 years young and doesn't cook anymore, so I'm kind of relying on this guy to teach me how so that we can carry on the tradition. First, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, and let's get cooking. So this is my brother-in-law, Lucian, although we mostly call him Lou. But he was born in Portugal in the Azore island of Terceira, like my husband was as well. It is so beautiful there. I've been able to go and they've got the beautiful rolling hills with the green patchwork. They've got hydrangeas growing wild everywhere. The people are so friendly and the food is so good. I think because most people grow it in their own garden, so everything's so fresh. But this soup that we're going to make is a real classic. Tell me a little bit about it.
It's a tradition. We have the couves, and the couves is made out of a lot of different ways. We have islands make different, but the bottom point is couves, and everybody loves them.
What goes into this? What do we?
Okay, we start right here with couves. Then I go put in the pig feet.
And that's something that not everyone uses. This is
No.
for flavor?
For flavor, yes. Some people don't use pig feet. They'll use a different meat, maybe beef, and I like pork meat. The pig feet, the bone, it gives a good flavor in the couves. Also, the Portuguese linguiça.
And that's just a Portuguese sausage. You can find this. We live in Arizona, and we find this exact one. Sometimes it's hard to find at different grocery stores, depending on where you shop, but that's really good stuff.
I also put potatoes in ketchup. Gives a taste to the couves with salt and pepper and black peppers and vinegar.
This is going to be good because he actually doesn't make it like my mother-in-law, so I'm interested in seeing how it comes out.
I have to put more water under the sea to make the soup to put the sausage.
You've got a lot of pressure because it has to be as good as hers. And I don't know if that's possible, but I'm excited to see some of these extra things that you add are going to do.
Couves are made all kind of different ways. I like it this way, so I continue to do this way for me.
This will be good. I'm interested. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Lou starts by filling up a pot with hot water and placing it on the stove over medium-high heat. He then takes the pork meat and salts it before putting it in the pot of water to cook. Once the water starts boiling, this should take about 20 minutes.
You got to put these together evenly in.
While that's going, he preps all the other ingredients.
Like that.
The kale has already been washed. Now he's going to cut it into bite-sized pieces.
Some people like these cut maybe an inch. I like mine a little smaller.
By the way, there are many varieties of kale. You'll want to find a flat leaf one for this soup, not the curly kale that's more common. And if you can't find it, try Swiss chard. How long did it take you to learn how to make this, Lou?
I learned from my job. We talk to Portuguese guys. We talk about making couves. One would say, oh, no, it's this way, it's better. No, don't put that. Oh, put this. So I start testing myself until I get the ingredient the way I like it. Like I say, the couves are made so many different ways. I make it the way I like. I make them for me. I'm not making this for the restaurant.
Right, and your family doesn't complain either.
No, everybody likes it. My boys, they come over when I let them know I did it. They believe me, they come.
You make it, they will come.
Oh, you got it.
With the kale chopped and ready to go, he moves on to the potatoes and just cuts them in half or quarters depending on the size. For this soup, you want to have big pieces of potato that you can break apart in your bowl. What's next?
Then I go and chop the linguiça. This linguiça is not spicy. They make also spicy flavor. So now I take them and we cut it.
Finally, Lou dices up the linguiça, and here again, he's going for bite-sized pieces. He's going to be cooking all of these ingredients in a separate pot, and when he checks on the pork meat, you'll see why.
We'll go over here and take this off.
And that's why you cook it
That's why I cook it separate, yeah. The reason I do this a little bit is because take a lot of the grease off. I don't like to put this stuff. It's too fat. Okay, very good. Now what I do, I lower down a little bit because it's too high.
How long does it cook total?
Well, it's about 20-25 minutes I boil because it's going to be cooking with the Couves again.
The meat is just about done, so now it's time for that second pot of water. He puts in the kale, then the linguiça. And when he gets that going over the stove, he carefully transfers the pork meat into the new pot. Finally, he adds the potatoes. It's a tight fit, but when the kale cooks down, it should create more room. He seasons with about half a teaspoon of whole black peppercorn, half a teaspoon of crushed pepper, and about a teaspoon of kosher salt. We're gonna transfer this into a bigger pot because normally when Lou makes couves, he doesn't make as much. He made a little extra because we're here today and there's just not enough room to stir right now. So just to give us a little more room, we're gonna go ahead and transfer this into that one. You got it.
Yeah, I got it. Much better to work now. Oh yeah.
With the soup safely into the larger pot, Lou puts the lid on the pot and lets the soup cook for about 45 minutes. He does lower the heat once it boils and just lets it simmer. When the soup is just about done, Lou does something I've never seen my mother-in-law do. He adds about 1/4 of a cup of ketchup and 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. He gives it all a good mix. At this point, you'll want to taste for salt.
Got enough vinegar on this. I still like more ketchup.
Lou ended up adding more ketchup and salt until he got it just right.
It's good, man. Yeah.
Okay, taste it.
See what you think. You want more salt? Yeah, put more salt in.
It's perfect.
It's perfect? Okay. Thank you.
I'm ready to eat. Is it time?
So I shut it up. Let it sit here for about 10-15 minutes and enjoy it with a little bit of bread.
Okay, this Sopa de Couves is done, so I can hardly wait to try this out. Go ahead and serve me. I'm ready to eat.
Ready to try taste my couves that I made. Okay.
No pressure, Lou, but you
No
know that your mom makes it really good. So. Some potatoes, some kale, a little bit of this meat from the pork.
She's got everything there: couves, potatoes, linguiça, and the cotton pork.
There's a good spoonful.
A little hot, huh?
But that's delicious. It's different because you added things like the ketchup, but it just gives it a little extra
Yes, give
flavor.
a little flavor. Yeah, I like it for that. A lot of people don't use ketchup.
No.
A lot of people just use couves, potatoes,
A little bit of vinegar too, and the
little touch of
linguiça.
vinegar.
If you've never had linguiça before, you've got to have it because it's delicious. This is really good and it's healthy too. So you can feel good about eating it because we're going to eat a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, we've got the table all set up. We're ready to eat. But I just want to say thank you to
You're
Lou
quite
for
welcome.
showing me, and hopefully I can start making this and passing this on to the next generation.
Thanks for coming and try it, the couves I make.
Let's go have some more.
Okay.
All right. Obrigada.
Salud.
Salud.
Toda nossa.
All right. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. You can also follow Marcy Inspired on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time, blessings from my family to yours.